Hey guys, Perry here, and we are back with another Anime Defenders video. We're going to be doing another tier list for Update 4, but I'm going to title this Update 4.5 because this isn't really Update 5, it's just part 2 of Update 4. They did add a couple new units, a couple new secret units, which I felt deserve to be on a tier list. And I kind of just want to make this before Update 5 drops, just so I don't have to, you know, put the rankings for the next one. I'll just kind of know where they stand. So we're gonna go by this a little bit faster since I already made an Update 4 unit review about 6 days ago, and the rankings are relatively the same, so I won't really beat around the bush too much. Flame Dragon God, easy A tier. He's meta burn, meta DPS, hybrid, great unit. Bloomer, she's support, she's a money unit, not much more needs to be said about her. Cursed Berserker Paladin. Now, some people said I shouldn't put him at A tier, and honestly, he is a secret. He does do really good damage. If you have the right build on him, like you get precision, and you get that one spirit that makes you do more crit damage, plus his intrinsic perk, he could be doing 100% crit damage at all times, which is absolutely nutty. So, honestly, I think he deserves an S tier. He's meta ground DPS for sure. Grand Jade Fire Knight. He's meta support, and here's why. I recently did a unit review on him, and, you know, I got to use him in every single game mode. I saw his max damage. His max damage sucks, right? For a mythic, this guy is basically tickling the enemies. You're spending over $20,000, more than $20,000 to upgrade this guy, and you're going to be tickling the enemy's nuts. Absolutely horrid. Where he excels is the fact that on placement, he's full AoE, multi-hit, and he applies fear. And he's hybrid. So, whereas he Cursed Fighter, he applies fear too, but only to ground units. So we have a new meta support unit for fear, easily. Like for applying debuffs, this is your guy. Next up, Solar Overlord, easy S tier. This guy is a hybrid unit. You can place 3 of him, I believe, and he has an intrinsic perk called Sunshine. I believe that's what it's called. And basically, he gains 1% more damage, or something more damage, up to 50% more damage for every wave that he's in the map. So this makes him one of the best, if not the best unit for infinite mode. And besides that, you know, he's a secret, he does good damage, he's 3 placement, he has a really good intrinsic perk, the first one that we've ever seen in the game. There's really no reason not to put him in S tier. Next, Monster Sorcerer, this guy's pretty mid, B tier. Decent damage, but not all that. The Pro Gamer, another easy S tier. I do want to put him above Cursed Berserker Paladin though. If you guys don't know what Sung Jin Woo does, he's meta ground DPS, good attack patterns. He's a summoner, so he can summon units that he kills. Very good, and those units can hit air. Whereas he can't hit air, his summons can, which is really useful. Muscular Sorcerer, I put him at B tier last video, and for this video, I think I'm going to put him at the top, like bottom of A tier, and here's why. I was reading a YouTube comment that really made me think, okay, maybe he's not that bad. For a mythic, he has one of the best DPSs out of all the mythics. He's full AoE, meta ground damage. It'd be kind of a disservice to put him in B tier. He's not bad. Not bad at all. Lunar Empress, another easy S tier. And here's why. She is one of the new secrets that was added into the update, and she has an intrinsic ability where for every 20 enemies that she kills, she gets more damage. And this damage increases up to 50%, similar to Solar Overlord. But I feel like hers is a little bit easier to get, just because it's easier to get kills in most game modes, rather than just going a bunch of rounds. Because really, you're only ever going to proc Solar Overlord's 50% damage buff once you're in an infinite, because what other game mode are you going to go past wave 50? So I definitely think Lunar Empress is one of the best units in this game. She's one of the new secrets. She is also hybrid, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, and she's 1 placement, which, you know, 1 placement, not ideal, but, you know, she's expensive. She costs 4k and she does good damage, so, you know, I feel comfortable putting her in S tier. Just before I move on, I'm checking the wiki right now. Yeah, she is a hybrid unit and she is 1 placement. So yeah. Next, Demon King Peak, another S tier. This guy is meta DPS. He is a 4 placement secret. The only 4 placement secret in the game, I believe. Hybrid, slows, good damage, multi-hit attacks. Not much else needs to be said. Next, Chance King, A tier. I'll put him like... I guess I'll put him at the top of A tier because he's a secret. His damage is really good, but with every update, he just keeps falling off, and he has no special ability. His gimmick is that he does damage, and every other secret here out DPS is him, and has a gimmick. So this guy's kind of mid. He fell off. And King Unlocked, mid. In fact, I'm tempted to put him at D tier, but he's not that bad. He does decent damage, but not better than B tier, and he's not hybrid. So yeah, Bear King Unlocked, another easy A tier. I'm tempted to put him, probably am going to put him above Flame Dragon God, and here's why. This guy is meta bleed, meta DPS, 4 placement, and he's full AoE. Whereas Flame Dragon God also does good damage, he's not full AoE. So this guy definitely has the edge over him, and I'm placing him higher. Prime Commander, I'll put him above Ant King, but he's still in C tier. He was meta update 0, and we're about to be in update 5 next week. He fell off hard, he's C tier. Grand Aether Knight, S tier. This guy isn't the highest damaging secret in the game, and a lot of people thought he sucked when they first saw him because he's only doing like 20k something damage at max level. But here's the thing. This guy is meant to be used in, like, you know, with other units, in collaboration with multiple other units. He gets a damage buff of up to 50%, I believe, for every unit that's in his range. So if you have this guy with the rest of your team and they're all huddled up together, he's going to be doing some really good damage. On top of that, he's 4 placement, he has decent attack patterns, and he's the cheapest secret in the game, costing only $500. Dude, you can place this guy as soon as you start the game. We have never had a secret, because, okay, keep in mind, this guy's doing like 2,000 something damage off placement, so better than any mythic, and he only costs 500. He's really cost effective, and he's a hybrid. So although he might not be the highest damaging secret in the game, due to pure versatility and uniqueness, due to his perks and his cost, I'm gonna get him easy S tier, dude, and he's hybrid. Next, Curse Lord. I'll put him in A tier. Or should I put him in B tier? I don't know. Actually, no, he's going in B tier, but like higher B tier. Don't get me wrong, he's meta bleed, but so is Bear King, and he's just outright better. He's hybrid too, but he's not full AoE. He's definitely decent. He's my favorite mythic in the game, but that's just personal preference. I'm not going to let my bias make the tier list worse. He's not that good. B tier. Next, Slime Spirit Queen. She's pretty mid. I put her in at the bottom of A tier last update, or like last tier list. I'm putting her in B tier. She doesn't do that much good damage. She's literally the worst secret in the game. She's a collector's item more than anything. I guess I'll put her above Monster Sorcerer, but really she's not that good. She's a novelty more than she is an actual secret, so we're going to put her in B tier. Next, Legion Captain, another S tier. She's meta DPS. She's a heal unit, so she can do more damage to heirs. She has insane range. And she's the second summoner unit in this game, right beside Sung Jin Woo. Great unit. Donut Master. This guy is... yeah, he's definitely meta support. He's cheap. He slows units. He's hybrid. He doesn't do good damage because he's a pretty old unit. But he's good at what he does, and he slows. That's his main thing, right? Next, Precision Sharpshooter. Gonna put her at the top of B tier. And the reason for that is just because... you know, she's heal, great range. All heal units have insane range, good damage. If you get a critical or precision trait on her, she's going to be doing even crazier damage because all of her attacks have a ton of multi-hit. She's very, very good. Not much else to say about her. Frieren, another C tier. The same logic to her applies as we were talking about Garp. She was goated in Update 0, but times have changed. She's not good anymore. She's mid. First Night Unlocked. This guy is another easy S tier. While I'm doing this, let me... actually, no, I'll do that at the end, but yeah. This guy's S tier. He got buffed this update, so he's hybrid, meaning he is hybrid, insane damage. He has a nuke ability, which does insane damage. He applies fear to every enemy, so all of your units are going to be doing more damage. This buff literally made him one of the most versatile and the best units in the game. So the fact that he's hybrid I literally can't say anything bad about him. Like, in the last tier list, I was like, oh yeah, this guy, you know, he can only hit ground, so that holds him back. Well, you know, throw that completely out the window. This guy is one of the best secrets in the game, easily. Next, Unstable Esper. Ooh, D tier. I don't think I have to explain to you guys why this guy's D tier. Ass damage, expensive, not cost effective. He's hybrid, but who cares? This guy's hybrid too, and he's way better, and so are like a bunch of the units here. So, D tier. Next, Crimson Demon Ninja, another A tier. We'll put him right next to Flame Dragon God. Doesn't do as much pure DPS as this guy, but he's basically just a copy of Natsu. Like, these guys are literally interchangeable for me, but I think this guy does slightly more damage, so we're gonna leave it like this. Ice Dragon Queen, meta support. She's outright freezes enemies completely. She has full AoE on max upgrade. She's a great support unit, meta support. Skull Paladin, another D tier. This guy's just mid. Like, don't get me wrong, he was usable in Update 0 and Update 1, but now there are way better full AoE units off placement that are mythic, and there are just way better units than him in generals. So he's D tier. Next, Thunder God, another D tier. Not very good DPS. He's a cool looking unit, don't get me wrong, but he just does not stack up at all to the rest of the units over here. Next up, Pink Demon Mage, meta support. Probably one of the best support units in this game. She gives you money, she slows, and she has really, really high earning potential in game modes like Hall of Mirrors or Infinite, where you're going to be in there for a longer amount of time. She's probably the best farm unit in the game, so she's meta support. Next, Warrior Queen. I think in my last tier list, I put her at B tier. She's staying at B tier. She's not that good. Where in B tier am I going to put her? I mean, yeah, she deserves B tier. I guess I'll put her right here. Yeah, she's full AoE, but so are all the other units, most of the other units over here. And if they're not full AoE, they're just better than her. They do more damage, and she's only ground, so yeah. Water Grandmaster. I believe in my last tier list, I put him at B tier, and he's still going into B tier. He's a pretty mid unit, especially for the fact that he's a raid unit. This guy's really annoying to get, and he's not even that good. Like, Bear King, he's actually worth grinding for. Like, he's a pain in the ass to get, sure, but he's also one of the best units a free-to-play player can obtain. This guy just sucks, especially for a raid unit. He's going into B tier. Queen Swordmaster. Dude, I honestly want to put her in C tier. Like, I thought she'd be good, but like on max upgrade for a mythic, her damage is just so lackluster. I unironically think Prime Commander does more damage than her. I don't even know if she's hybrid or not, but she's going into C tier. Next. Ooh. Chief of ISC support. Decent support unit, full AoE slow. Good for starters. This guy carried me through story mode when the game first came out. He's not bad. Legion Assassin Master, meta support. I believe he gives all units more range with his ability, which is pretty good. Pink Rockstar, meta support. She's the second best farm unit in the game, and she just outright gives you a 20% damage buff to all units in her range. You can't go wrong with that. Next, the Demon Overlord, another meta support. He just gives 50% more bleed / burn damage to all units in his range at all times. Can't go wrong with him. He is literally the definition of a meta support. That's his purpose, and he does it well. Shadow Dragon, unlocked. Another easy S tier. He's full AoE, hybrid, insane damage. We've gone over this. You know why he's good. Cursed Fighter. He's gonna get bumped down from meta support to normal support. Why? Because Grand Jade Fire Knight just does his job better. Like, literally just outclasses this guy. But he's still, like, really, really good. If you're a free-to-play player and you just started, make sure you get at least one copy of this guy, because he's really useful to have on your team. You plop one of them down, and you're just instantly doing more damage on all the enemies that he hits. Even though he's only ground, which kind of sucks. Ice Mage, support. He's common, he's cheap, and he slows. Not much else to be said. Legion Veteran, meta support. I believe she gives all units in her range faster SPA, or something to buff their damage. I forgot, but meta support. Dragon Wizard, S tier. This guy is one of the best, if not the best unit for Infinite. He does absolutely crazy damage, and he's 2 placement. He's pretty expensive, but that's why he's so good for Infinite runs. You have unlimited money in Infinite mode anyway. Like, money's never an issue. And the Rift Sorcerer, another S tier. Now, before I finalize this tier list, I do want to put them in order of worst to best. So, I think currently the best, like highest DPS secret in the game is Dragon Wizard. Next would be next would be Shadow Dragon, then Gojo. Solar Overlord is up there too. We're gonna put him above Sung Jin Woo. This dude probably above Gojo, honestly. Like with his new buff, the fact that he's hybrid, I'd put him above Gojo, if I'm being honest. This guy is meta ground, so I can't in good conscience put him above hybrids. This guy's technically a hybrid, so I'm still putting him here. Grand Ether Knight, pretty good. I think I'm happy with this arrangement right here. Let me check meta support. Who's the best meta support? I'm going to go Pink Demon Mage first, Grand Jade Fire Knight second, all of our slow units. I'll put farm unit right there. Slow unit, worst slow unit. Honestly, this guy's like probably the best meta support, so yeah, we'll put him like that. In A tier, I'm happy with this ranking. I'm also happy with this and this. The rest of this is fine. That is going to be our tier list for update 4.5. If you guys disagree or think I can improve this tier list in any way, shape, or form, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm always reading them so I can stay more up to date. Maybe there's something that I'm wrong on. Although I believe I pretty much hit the nail on the head with this one. I don't see anything wrong with this tier list. This is pretty spot on if you ask me. If you enjoyed the video, learned anything new, or liked hearing me talk about the game, feel free to like, sub, and comment. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay tuned for more content, and we'll catch you in the next one.